Joe Keys, good to be back. First game in 5. You helped Bradford make it 6 from 6. How's the body feeling? And I kind of guess good to score a try as well.
Yeah, really good to be back. Enjoyed it. Obviously it was a nice day as well, which made things a bit easier. But yeah, body feels good. I'm just happy to be back. Yeah.
And on that try, it looked like it was the Joe Keys, Brian Noble, Lee Greenwood brought to Bradford, taking that line on, drawing that imaginary line, plotting a course to the witness line.
Yeah, definitely. It's good, and it's a good sign that I'm feeling a bit more confident in my body and feeling good and raring to go. Yeah, and now the ground's dried up a bit. I think it suits me a bit more, which is good. So hopefully we can do a bit more of the same.
It was a pleasing and strong second half. 18 points scored, no points conceded. But as a game as a whole, it was a real mixed bag.
Yeah, definitely. It was strange because we still felt dominant. It's just we didn't have that resilience in the first half to turn Widnes away, who themselves have got some really good attacking flair. So that was the most disappointing thing. Obviously, the second half we showed the resilience that we needed to, and we executed well. I think if we piece that together and show a bit more resilience in the first half, it could have looked a bit different.
Brian Noble's mentioned about putting in a dominant, strong, controlling performance for the full 80 minutes. How easy or hard, where you perceive Bradford to currently be at Joe, is that going to be?
I don't think we're far away from it. I think, well, like I said on the weekend just gone, it felt like we were in control and dominant. It was just not. We just weren't showing enough resilience defensively. I think with the ball we were a lot better. Obviously scoring quite a few points, 18 points in both halves is a positive. So. I think it's just if we tighten things up defensively and show a bit more of that mental toughness on our line and are able to defend errors a bit better, then I think we're not too far away.
On those errors and those self-harming issues, has there been much focus this week at Tong to address and iron those issues out? Yeah,
well, I think they're going to happen. They're inevitable. I don't think we made many more errors than they did. It's just that when we made them, we let them in and they scored. So it's just it's reacting better to errors because they're inevitable throughout the game. So to just ensure that we defend them and can back up and trust our own defence in them situations is where we need to be better.
How important is it to you, Joe, when you see in that second half Bradford start to dominate, control things and build up that pressure?
Yeah, it's massive, and we addressed the video on Monday and discussed how the 10 minutes after half time probably weren't great, and that if we'd have got that right, then the score we could have got over the line a bit earlier than with 20 minutes to go. So big focus on the start of games. Obviously, I think we started the game well, but at the start of the second half we let ourselves down a bit. So if we get that right each week, I think the scoring takes care of itself because we've got some really good attacking weapons.
And on that kick, chase, pressure, there were 2 kicks from yourself in that second half that led to goal line dropouts. One of those resulting in a try. That was a real strong sort of component of Bradford's second half.
Yeah, it's sort of my job. Was something that I probably didn't get right at the start of the year. So to be able to come back in and try and contribute, my job essentially at the end of the day is to build pressure and control what we're doing. So hopefully I can build on that again this week.
I know you've played with Jordan in the halves previous years at the club, 2021 I think it was, and 2019. What are the key ingredients, Joe, for a sort of strong, connected halfback partnership?
I think it's all just down to communication. I think if you're on the same page, then it sort of looks after itself, and as long as everyone and both halves are pulling in the same direction, I don't think you can go far wrong. I think it'd be wrong for us to overlook like the weeks before the York game where Jimmy and Geordie were doing a great job together and controlling things. So I think the communication side of things is massive, and like I said, just making sure we're all pulling in the same direction.
And you're known for your playmaking ability. How do you kind of balance that and leadership in that half pairing so it kind of supports your play style and plays to your strengths?
I just try and stay calm, just try and be a nice calming influence, and alongside being able to rev the boys up and bring some energy as well. And but the main thing for me is just remaining calm and just make sure I've got a clear head and try my best to guide the boys around the pitch. Yeah.
And I'm kind of guessing, Joe, your calmness and patience rubs off on some of the other team members. That's something that Brian Noble Green would have mentioned a few times this season, about being patient and calm and trusting those processes, that, you know, if you stick to the game plan, you will get that end result.
Yeah, definitely. Some people harder than others. Matty G. But no, I feel like I've played with Matty a long time now, so to be alongside him is good, and we sort of know how to talk to each other, and hopefully we can continue to build a bit of a partnership now.
I'm going to ask this, but how frustrated were you, Joe, when you create, you know, that indecision in the Widnes defensive line, and the ball is accurate, and Matty drops it, but then I guess that frustration turns to jubilation when he scores with 20 seconds left?
Yeah, he said the sun was in his eyes, so I'll let him off for that one. He can have that one. No, I know. I feel like I was saying just then, I feel like I know how to speak to Matty, and shouting at him sometimes doesn't get the best result out of it. So I know he didn't do it on purpose, and like you said, he made up for it in the second one, and he certainly made up for it with his performance. I thought he was outstanding.
When I've spoken to James Meadows and Jordan, they've praised the forward pack being able to play off the back of that. And when we say forwards, Joe, we're not just talking about Yeb and Skurs, Michael Lawrence's, Ronan Michaels, Nathan Masons. We're talking about, you know, your Wonga Blakes, your Jaden Ockingballs. How important is that collective effort, that there is a lot of meters being made by this Bradford side for you and Jordan or James Meadows to play off the back of?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, we're very lucky in that sense that we've got some great carries of the ball, and it allows us to, it sort of frees us up to not have to worry about where we are. If we're on the front foot, it makes our job a lot easier. So we're very lucky, and it also amplifies how important our job is, because them boys are all doing their stuff. And like I said, I think when I was playing before, there was a few games where we probably let things slip, and I definitely wasn't up to where I needed to be. But when them boys are doing that stuff, it definitely makes my job a lot easier, and makes it even more important that I do what I'm supposed to do.
We know James Meadows is currently out with a wrist injury, but when all three of you are fully fit, talk us and give us a sense of just how fierce that competition for places is, because you're all great friends, and you know, you all want what is best for the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, listen, I don't think it'd ever get to a point where people are falling out, because like you said, we are good friends and everyone wants the same thing. Obviously there's going to be some frustration for one of us, down to selection, but I suppose as long as we're all doing everything in our control and putting our best foot forward, it's up to sort of Lee and Brian to make that call. And it's all about being a good teammate as well. So regardless of who's in and who's out, I'd like to think between the three of us that we all want the best for the Bulls, and we'll all keep doing our best to make that happen.
It is 6 from 6. It's a trip to Doncaster on Sunday. Another tough game away at Bradford.
Absolutely, yeah. They've obviously come off the back of 2 good wins as well, so it's always a tough place to go. I've got some great players in there as well, so plenty of experience. So we're going to have to really get the starts to each half right, and we're going to have to be on. So yeah, it's an exciting one, an exciting challenge ahead, and like I said, 6 from 6, and hoping to make it 7 from 7.
Brian has mentioned, obviously, with the 1895 Cup defeat, it is fully focused on the league. There's still 15 weeks, 14 rounds to go, Joe. How do you kind of like maintain that consistency, that momentum, that focus, knowing that the prize for Bradford is in October, and we're just entering the first week of June?
I think it'd be easy to look ahead and get caught up in all that. I think we're just taking it, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but just taking it one week at a time. Especially now there's not the Cup the week after now, with all our energy and attention is on Donny next week. So I think that can be, obviously after next week it would have been gone anyway, but like you said, all our energy is now on the league and pushing for that top spot, and trying to be in and around it come the end of the season. So that's where our energy is going to be, and that's what we want to do. We want to keep improving each week and try and put together an 80-minute performance.